they don't understand you anymore. And that freaks them out. This isn't about you changing who you are. This is about someone who's realizing they can't understand you anymore. So every one of these piles are a different person, either in your life or a different personality in general. So if you're thinking of more than one person, choose more than one pile. Now, let's get into them. So we have pile 1 over here, pile 2 over here, pile 3 here, and pile 4. Take some privacy if you need. We'll meet you in the readings. See you there. Oh, also, we'll have a bonus message at the very end of the video. See you there. Pile 1, you chose the Carnelian gemstone. This is all about motivation and switching up your game to meet your needs better. So let's see. The feeling of this reading is someone's doing things to get a reaction out of the other person. Kind of feels a bit toxic, to be honest, but it might not be. Okay, this person knew what would affect you, or you knew what would affect them. They knew how to switch your mood even just slightly. So over time, that became something that this person relied on, was to fuck with you, basically. This person has low self-esteem. Like, this person feels that if they can control your emotions, that they have control over you. And that made them feel secure. So this person's coming through with Scorpio or Capricorn. This person tried something different though. Libra here. So something had a bit of a... Something they recently said to you kind of came a bit way too harsh. Like, it came across way too harsh. And you freaked on them, kind of. You just said, like, what the hell's your problem? And they knew it affected you. Here's Aquarius. And they were happy with themselves, but they were getting kind of addicted to it. So what do? 5 of Pentacles. They do it again. The next day or something, they start another fight with you. And you're like, we just talked about this. Why are we continuing this? And then you catch yourself and you're like, I'm not doing this. So you stop giving them a reaction. The second argument, you didn't give them a reaction. And they're like, wait, what? I just hit a wall. Here's Libra again. They thought, okay, maybe she didn't fully hear me. That's what this person's thinking, the Magician. So they'll do it a third time. 10 of Wands, same result. So they just leave with their baggage. They're like, well, why did I even start that fight then? So it took 3 times. Well, technically 2 times of you acting differently for them to leave. And they're like, they leave. They might be a Virgo. And they're thinking, oh, does she not care? Does he not care? Because why isn't she acting emotionally like she usually does? So that made them very confused. See here, 7 of Cups. They're like, why is she acting like that? She doesn't care because does she have other options? But now there's nothing for them to go off of. So now they're like with your emotions, right? So now they're worried, thinking that they're not going to be able to, I don't know, keep you. Here's Cancer energy as well. So this person is being very attentive to how you're responding now. They're looking for every single sign of emotion with you. Like, they're literally trying to read you to see if you're bothered or if you're just detached from them. So they can't tell. So 9 of Arrows here. Let's give it another shuffle here. So this person's neutral, unreacted, kind of closed off in a way that doesn't really give them anything to cling on to. You know what I mean? Look, so that's when the realization hits them, is that they're not going to have that 10 of Cups with you, because 10 of Cups is a full family, being very happy with who you've chosen to start a family. This is starting a family. And now they're like blind to it, right? But they see that there's a change. And it's scary to them because their world is flipping upside down. Do you see that? And it's affecting them a lot more than they had anticipated, because this person was just used to you, like I said, being predictable. And now they're like, but now I got to sit with all this drama I usually bring her because she's not absorbing it. They might also bring you all their problems too. Like expect you to make them feel better when their day's bad and stuff. And they just cannot read you anymore. Like they're so confused with where they stand with you now. And them not being clear about it makes them feel really like apprehensive to reach out further to you because they're really worried. So when they're thinking about you now, you're the Queen of Wands. Do you see that? It was right beside the 10 of Cups. You're not acting different. It's that you're not accessible the way you were before. You know what I mean? Like, oh, here's Leo here. So the fact that you're just sitting here by yourself, just vibing. This is a second time Pisces wanted to come out also. So, okay, hang on here. Let's look at this. So I feel like there's like a silence afterwards because look at this 9 of Cups. He was your shadow card here. This is obviously not just one moment. Like I said, there was like about 3 times and then they kept going and kept going and kept going and they kept trying to provoke you. Like they just kept trying to poke the bear, you know, but you were not taking the bait. You weren't biting. You're just like, okay, here, you can have your drama back. That's you. Here you go. And they're just like, oh, I'm a freaking fool. I'm not going to chase, but I feel like a friggin' idiot. So every time you held your ground and like, okay, real talk, pal one, I know it was hard to keep your together because when someone's poking you constantly, it's so hard to not react. So first of all, good on you. And they just kept trying to poke you. So even if you had a couple little slip ups, it's okay. Because I can see that this person is very, very persistent. Let's keep going here. Even if there was a little reaction from you, I don't think it was huge. Like, I don't think it was a big thing. But this person's starting to finally realize that you chose not to engage because in your face, they could see it was bothering you. They're not stupid. But they realized, but she's choosing not to be bothered. And they kind of got worried thinking, did I hurt her way too much? You know, did I go too far? So this person's like replaying past interactions because you got Gemini and you got Leo here, right? So that's like how quickly you engage, how quickly you respond, how fast your energy can just switch up from... To them, it feels like hot and cold, right? But to you, you're like, I'm just drawing a friggin' boundary. So right now, you're feeling like a completely different person. Do you see this? So if anyone's watching podcast style, I'm pulling some love oracle cards. I'll read them out to you here. Hang on one moment. So first love oracle card you got, the way I've treated you was wrong. So they're realizing they slipped up, obviously. Second one, if I could go back in time, I would handle us differently. They're having regrets. They're thinking about what they coulda, woulda, shoulda done. You know what I mean? Like they're thinking, damn, I really messed this up. Are they gone for good? Why isn't he reacting? Why are they so different now? Another one you got was, I want to be different. They're realizing they may be the problem. The fourth one, I need to hold back my true feelings for you. Like, so this person has an issue where they don't want to be vulnerable. And I think they feel it makes them weak, but it has triggered them. Do you see that? All right. So we'll go back into the reading now, but I just wanted to include anyone just listening instead of watching. So one moment here. So all of this change on your end creates this like a bit of tension within them because they don't know how to adjust their attitude, how to interact with you really, because usually they just keep poking you, right? Which isn't cool, but that's what they do. So they got the 4 of Wands and the Page of Wands. This is them hesitating before saying something. And they're thinking like, wait, should I even bother? Because I've been kind of a prick. And then that hesitation alone is like, oh, hang on. I would have never second guessed doing this before. So obviously I've done something wrong. And I think that's when they figured out like, I need to be different. I need to think of things differently, you know? And they also got 4 of Wands. Oh, I'm sorry. 5 of Wands beside the 4 of Wands. So this is internal conflict, but this is a bit of growth here. So they're realizing that they lost a bit of influence on you. And now they're the Knight of Pentacles. So this is slow moving energy. And 2 of Wands, they're just sitting here waiting for you. So this person's going to wait around for you. Aries is your shadow card here. And the Hanged Man. So this person's waiting patiently for you. And they're just waiting for that, hopefully that old version of you to come back, or the new and improved version of you to come back. So they might come to you slowly, very slowly, because they got this Knight, but they're here waiting for you. They're here with open arms. Thank you so much for spending your energy with us. Check out the bonus message at the very end of the reading, all right? We'll see you there. Bye. Pile 2, you chose the Amethyst. This is all about your spiritual growth and coming to light with what wasn't seen before. All right, let's see here. Okay. This feels like conversation, communication. The person here feels like they're used to having someone, aka you, they could always just go to whenever. Didn't matter what time of day, what night. Well, what night? I guess that verifies what time of day. You asked them questions. You understood what they meant even before they could even clarify themselves. Like if they were talking mumbo jumbo, you just got it. You got them, you know? You have a couple zodiacs already here. You've got Leo, Libra, and Scorpio here, and Cancer here. So this person, there's an event here. This person came to you with the Sun. I'm going to grab that card in a moment. Hang on here. So this person was looking for your input on a certain je ne sais quoi, on a certain situation here. Something felt different though. So you still responded here, but your responses were short. You weren't so forthcoming with your affection, with your empathy, but you weren't cold. Here's Capricorn, but you weren't open either. You weren't going to just like juggle your life for them. See that? And like they noticed that very clearly, but there's a second time I feel, yeah, Page of Pentacles. They went to you as something that kind of came across as very immature to you. And you just were like, okay, well, there's no reason for you to be heartbroken about that. And you came across a bit harsh. Queen of Cups is you. That's you just chilling. And they're like, why is it feeling so distant with her? But in your head, you're like, I'm not even trying to be a bitch. I'm just like, frankly, this gives off the vibe you don't really care. Because you're not following up. You're not giving them, you know, anything to cling on to continue the conversation. Because you're kind of just like, bleh, you're done, you know? So that's when I guess the only word I can use is realization hits them. Because you didn't disappear. You just close that door for like conversation because you're like, whatever, man. I don't want to hear about it, really. And for someone who relies on you for everything to like manage every single one of their emotions day to day, like it just gets old. Yeah. So there's a couple of times here the Tower wanted to pop out. I didn't grab it, but I'm going to just grab it because it just really shows me that they're coming to you with these huge issues all the freaking time. And you're like, I can't handle your emotions for you as well. Like get it together basically. And at some point you had to be super harsh about it. Like you weren't being saucy. You're just kind of over it. Like you have your own problems too. So anyways, this person keeps coming to you. And hey, if this feels like this reading is your situation and you want me to look deeper into you and your person specifically, I do offer private readings. I always link them in the description. It's through a website called Ko-Fi. So you can always do that too. But let's just get a bit deeper here because this person's really like, wondering why they cannot get a hold of you in a way that makes them feel better about their situation, makes them feel validated in your relationship. You know what I mean? So they're pushing and pushing and pushing. Ace of Swords. They're trying everything. They're trying to do things for you. They're trying to text you differently. They're trying to act like an idiot, like the Fool here. Magician. They're trying to manifest things. They're trying to give you money. They're trying to give you things like gifts. Did I say that? But it's from a very immature energy, because this person will be in a conversation with you and like pause. And then they'll be like, wait, I don't really feel comfortable talking to this person anymore, you, because they're not getting that soft version of you anymore. And so then they might even do things like pull away. Queen of Swords. So this can be masculine or feminine energy. It doesn't need to be a woman. So because what used to be now feels very limited. And also the Empress, I believe this is your energy, because this girl, queen, whatever, tried to come out multiple times as I'm just talking about you. So this person doesn't know how to explain it. They just feel. And that's where they really, really settle in here. Here's Emperor. So here's Pisces as well. So this person didn't lose you completely, but they lost access to you, to the version that was like very available to them. Here's the High Priestess. Oops. So you got the World and the Page. So talking to you feels like you're still there. Yeah. But you're just not open. So it's interesting. Let me pull you a couple love oracle cards, and we'll see if we can get you anything. I just wanted to give the deck one last little shuffle here. Okay, here's the thing. The Hierophant didn't officially come out, and that's Taurus. But I saw it pop out the deck like twice. So I don't know. I kind of want to include Taurus in here, but not. Hang on. Let me get you some love oracles. So for anyone that's listening podcast style, I'll read them out for you so you can hear them. Let's see here. Very interesting energy in this reading. So this one's saying, do not put up with my bullshit. Do not put up with it. That's the first love oracle you get. Second love oracle you get. Why do I feel this way? They don't understand. Like, I want out. Let me get out of my head. I wish I could be a different person. This person's asking you, why do you feel different? Because they're so scared to lose you. But they don't know how to word it very properly. I'm sorry. They just feel it. So that's where it settles in for them, honestly, pile 2. Like, they didn't lose you completely, but they definitely lost access to the version of you that was available. And now, talking to you feels different. Looking at you feels different. Like, you're still there, but you're not like there, not open. Follow us into pile 3. Otherwise, check out the collective bonus message at the very end. Meet you there. Bye. Pile 3, welcome. This is all about love and self-love. This is the rose quartz crystal. All right, what can we get for pile 3? So, it feels like you weren't budging. This person's used to you being super flexible with them. This person understood that they could basically ask for your time, demand for your time, push you slightly here, and just assumed you would always just adjust. And most of the time you did, but it's not because you didn't have a backbone. But it's because you were just like, I don't know, you were just trying to go chill. Like, I feel like you're very easygoing, pile 3. You didn't want tension. You didn't want to make things difficult. You know, you don't want to make things more difficult than they needed to be. So you would just switch up your plans. You would make space for them, rearrange your day. Didn't bother you none. You know, you'd meet them where they were. Got High Priestess here. So over time, they started expecting it taking it for granted, you know? So I feel a very specific moment tied to this here. Here's Capricorn. So this person asked you for something, asked you to do something for them, asked you for your time, or whatever it was, though, they expected the usual response from you. A level of flexibility, adjustment, you know. But this time, you didn't move. You didn't over-explain. You didn't soften yourself. You didn't think about making it easier for them. You just said, sorry, busy that day. Can't do that. And they're like, what? But you're never busy, you know? But you're never busy. And it wasn't you being rude or anything, so they couldn't even take it like that. You were just firm, you know? Here's Taurus. Hey, pile 3, check out pile 2, because I had Taurus kept trying to pop out there. So I don't know if like pile 2 is your half situation or not. Here's Lovers. That's Gemini. So you weren't being mean to them, you know? You were just sort of saying, I'm busy. That's it. You're not really a priority at this moment for me. And then something in them kind of switched. Here we go. Here's Scorpio. Here's Virgo. King of Swords. So this person's realizing something's changed in you, obviously, right? So they're realizing that they're not really as high on your, I was going to say like totem pole, but like attention pole than they're used to. Here's Aries, and it's kind of like hitting them in the ego. So, but the thing is they really relied on that personality trait from you. Like, and that was probably super heavy for you too, pile 3. Here's Sagittarius. They don't know how to come across to you anymore. Here's Cancer. They don't even know how to talk to you anymore. King of Cups. They don't have it in them. They don't know what to do. And this creates a lot of, obviously, discomfort in them because they don't really have that ability to rely on your bendability anymore. You know what I mean? Like you're always bending over backwards for people. And so now when they think about you, Aquarius, it's not just that you said, no, I'm busy, Pisces. It's that you weren't really making it easy for them to push you around anymore. So that's what makes this feel real to them here. Taurus here, Judgment. So yeah, like I feel like this person just sort of assumed you'd always be there. And it was like how consistent you were. Because at first they thought maybe you were just in a bad mood. The Fool here. They thought maybe it was just like this one moment. Maybe she's just cranky, you know. Maybe it was a bad time. But then it happens again. And it happens again. And again. And again, you know. They try to approach you differently. Even like with a different kind of proposition or something. But your responses aren't changing. You're still calm. You're still too busy. You know what I mean? Still not bending anymore. So let's pull you some love oracle cards here. These are so hard to shuffle because they're little hearts. So let's try and figure out if there's any other moments we can find here. Yeah, I feel like this person tries to push you to your limits here. I cannot do this. I cannot make you happy. So for anyone listening podcast style, these are the love oracle cards here. I cannot take it anymore. Will this pain ever stop? Do not wait for me. So this person's reminiscing about how things used to be and how easily you used to adjust for them. How often you used to make things work. How you used to meet them halfway without them having to ask you that, without them having to assume you wouldn't be there. You know what I mean? So comparing that to now feels like a completely different dynamic. And that creates a lot of like internal tension for them. You even got the Tower as I was saying that. There's even like, not even just a hesitation, but like anxiety that comes before even reaching out to you because they can't just assume you're available anymore and their world is just flipped upside down. So they're super uncertain here. This person before felt super chill, super confident in how you would respond, but obviously now they don't. And that's where that realization sort of settles in for them. You didn't just say no in that moment. You changed the way you show up for them entirely. And that change moves the dynamic a little bit different, like the relationship very differently. And they were relying on that. So now when they interact with you, it feels so different. It feels more structured, more defined. Like it's like more like a version of you that's like got rules in place and like has bigger, better priorities than them. And that doesn't assume that you'll always make space available in your day for them. And that's what sort of sticks out to them. Interesting read. Follow us to pile 4 or check out the bonus extended message at the very end of the video. That message won't be for everyone, but check it out if you want to see if it's for you. Bye. Pile 4, you chose the tree agate. This crystal is all about when you're feeling really overwhelmed, when you need something calming, when you need a confidence boost or grounding. That's what this crystal's for. So let's see here. Whoa. Okay, the wheel. This person thinks they're important in your life already. Like they think they're like the main hub in your world. Like they're the place, a level of significance in the world that didn't need to be questioned. Ooh. This is someone you included, you always considered, someone you felt you needed. And this person felt needed as well. And over time, this person expected it. We got Scorpio here. We also have the Empress. Okay, this person didn't maintain it. They just assumed, oh, this feels very weird. There's a very specific moment tied to this, you guys. They saw you sort of handle something by your own that you would have normally needed them for. Oh, yeah, look at. Could have been a situation, a decision where you used your own intuition and you didn't involve them, Capricorn here. You didn't reach out. You didn't tell them you were having some conflict in your head. You didn't even look like you were struggling. You didn't need their input, nothing. You just handled it, you know? And it tripped them out a bit. I feel like this person's used to like taking care of you. They feel like they're almost better than you, even though they would never say it. And you started moving and grooving differently here. So this person started to just chill and think, wait, what the hell is going on? Why didn't they ask me about that? They usually need me for that. Oh, they must just be going through something. That's what they were used to, like having a role, being included, being someone you had to rely on. Pisces here. And now that role feels like super unclear or like just missing. Ace of Swords. So that's when they had this like thought here. Because they start noticing it everywhere. You're not inviting them to things. You're focused on your own life. You're just handling things alone. Taurus here. You're not integrating them into your world the way it was like a given before. But it creates distance. Not because you pushed them away. I feel like they actually started pushing you away first. But because you stopped meeting them in the same way. And that's when they have a reality check. Here's a Sagittarius. They're like, oh, they don't rely on me like they used to anymore. See that? 5 of Cups. Whoa. Because now they see, look at this, the Magician. The place in your life isn't what it was. And you have Aquarius right here on top. Like, it's such a nice card too. This person's very confused because they don't know where they fit into your life now. They're like, pardon. Here's Leo and here's Virgo. So this isn't a loud, dramatic personality. This is quiet. This is comfortable. This is kind of like the crystal you chose, grounding. So that role feels like it can just up and leave. You see that? 10 of Wands. They feel like you're just in this role where you can just bounce. You can just leave. And you're not acting super different. You're just kind of like acting more. At first glance, it comes across as mature, but then it'll come across as like distant, you know? Here's the Three of Cups. But you're not being distant. You're just like handling things your own, like by yourself. Here's Libra. Because you're not struggling without them. You're not forcing independence. Here's Cancer. You just are becoming independent. You're handling things alone. You're moving forward. Queen of Swords with the world, just living your own world. And it doesn't look like anything's missing from the outside. Let's do some love oracle cards for you. So they see this clearly too. It's something like you shared, something they hear about you, or like literally just watching you. And it hits them again. It's like a second slap in the face, because you're good. You're doing fine. Not just okay, but just like extra good, stable, like you have it under control. Because before, there was this sense that like they mattered to you. They were the hub. You know what I mean? Like this could be somebody very significant in your family too, if it's not about love. And now they're losing their place. Now, if you're listening to this reading podcast style, let me read out the love oracle cards that just came out here. So the first one's, I'm afraid that I've lost you. Second one is, the passion I feel is overwhelming me. I don't know how to handle this. So they're obviously stuck between, do I want this new version of them or not? And they're thinking about sex with you. So maybe it's not a family member then. Or maybe it is. You never know. And then the other one is, I cannot talk to you right now. And then the last one is, I wish I could. I'm sorry, I can't see it because the glare. I wish I could be a different person. That's sad to think, but I feel like maybe they've been pretty shitty to you in the past and that's why. You never know. All right. So you have Ace of Pentacles as well. This is them thinking about reaching out, but look at hesitating when they get the Six of Swords here. But they're like, oh, she's the King of Swords. I don't even live up to half of her. And they don't know. They don't know what they're going to get when they message you, when they call you, when they show up at your house. Because before, yeah, you were so predictable, right? They were sitting pretty King of Cups. But now they don't. And that uncertainty really makes them hesitate, because there's this moment where they start reflecting about how things used to be with you guys, how you guys were included, how you guys would lean on them, how their presence felt more significant. Does that make sense? Like, I felt like they were more important to you before. And comparing that to now feels like a change that they didn't fully see coming. So that's where their realization comes through. You didn't cut them off. You weren't cold. Here's Gemini. You weren't harsh. You were just living your life, And that changed the way they looked at everything to do with you too, because interacting with you feels a bit different now. Like they're not, it's so hard to explain. It feels like they don't feel like they're necessary in your life anymore. And that's what's hurting them so badly, because they're realizing that they're no longer playing the same game with you. And they don't know how to get that role back. Okay, wait, because there's a bonus message right after this. So check that out, okay? Bye. All right, welcome to the bonus message. What's interesting about this person is their processing method. So it doesn't feel like it's all happening at once. Like this feels over an amount of time. Comes in moments. We got Pisces. This is unexpected moments, unseen moments, going about their day. Cancer. And something reminds them of you. Not in a dramatic way, despite the Ten of Swords coming out. It's just like a change in their awareness. It's probably the most dramatic card to come out as I said that. That was funny. This person doesn't know what you're feeling. They're like blind. They don't know how you're going to respond to anything anymore. They're like super like insecure about you guys now. Scorpio. Before you were so easy to understand, to view, expressive, predictable. Empress here. Now you're really, really not. So that creates this like tension. And when someone can or cannot predict you, you got Libra as well, you don't know how to approach you either, Sagittarius. So instead of acting, they just chill. They pause more. They think more, hesitate more. You got Virgo here. This person's also like changing the way that their confidence is around you. Like they don't feel confident. You got Aries here. This person used to know how to interact with you. Hands down, they knew what to do. They knew what would piss you off, what would upset you, what would bring you two closer. There's Taurus there. But now they're like, they don't even know. 6 of Coins. This is them just literally, they feel like too many hands are in the pot. They feel like other people are the issue between you guys. I don't know why that came out, but it did. Then you have the Ace of Coins. This is lack of certainty. This is them, like I said, feeling very insecure with your relationship and not really knowing which way to go. Queen of Wands. This is them being held back a bit, but not like, I don't know, not in a manipulative way. They just don't know what you're willing to accept anymore, you know? Oh, you know what? I had Leo ready to come out here, so I'm going to take that. And then on top was these guys. So it's interesting because the 9 of Swords was your shadow card. And remember, you started with the 10 of Swords. So it's not that you changed. It's that they're starting to lower their standards, really realizing they're not the center of your world. Does that make sense? Because now if they want to connect with you or reconnect with you, they can't just rely on you always being available. You know, just they're not going to be able just to come to you. They need to be more intentional, more respectful, and not all of these piles will know how to do that. So instead, some of these people you guys are thinking about may just sit in that space and not act on it. They know something's changed, but they won't do anything about it. And the others will move forward and grow. So let's get you some angel messages to see if your angels have any messages for you. I think I'll pull 4. I usually like to do 4. So your family needs you right now. Call upon your angels to give you strength. The beauty you seek will resonate in nature. Your dream is a message from your loved ones. Look at the clouds to see the answers from your angels. Thank you so much for spending your energy with me. If you enjoyed this, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye.